Also, 16 incumbent MPs lose re-election bid ahead of the 2024 general elections.
I also ask for cooperation amongst all our elected parliamentary candidates and their respective aspirants and supporters in all the constituencies across the country. Our party is the winner because there are no individual winners and losers in this intra-party contest.
And later, hundreds of patrons defy Accra rains to celebrate Mother's Day in style at Citi TV and Citi FM's colorful portrait of Mama Dina.
So there's a park with Inadu. This is a very special Mother's Day treat that I've ever had. Yes, and I think I love the whole environment. Yes, everything is great.
We're grateful that you join us on the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Let's settle for details of our stories now. And the 9 school children who drowned in the estuary between Fana and Wiabuman in the Greater Accra region have on Sunday been laid to rest at the Botiano Cemetery. The families who lost their children received 10,000 cedis each as support from the 2 municipal assemblies and the 2 members of parliament for the area. Central Regional Correspondent Calvi Stete has more in this report.
It was all tears as family, friends and loved ones gathered at the Botiano Palace Court to bid farewell to the deceased children. Mourners were still shocked about the incident. According to Henry Quarty, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, the findings of the committee tasked with investigating the incident will be implemented to the latter. He indicated that an amount of 10,000 cedis each will be given to the families as part of support package from the 2 assemblies and their MPs, while urging the families to make good use of the money.
On behalf of the presidency, wishes to express, or rather send our condolences to the bereaved families. Indeed, this is a sad day and a moment in a man's life that you wish you never saw, you never heard, and you never witnessed. This is one of what you call force majeure. It's an accident. We are not proud at all that it's happened. And we want to apologize to all and sundry on behalf of government that we continue to do our best. Even in developed countries, such things sometimes do happen. We can understand the fury and anger in people. We plead. We continue to do our best. This is one of the things that we couldn't control. But as I said, a committee has been put together. They have some time to quickly look at the safety conditions of the place. Like I said, the MP and myself and my colleague will abide by the recommendations that will come from the report. And we hope that the report will tackle all the areas for us. In the meantime, though, as a token, whilst we await the recommendations of the committee, this is support from the MPs, 10,000 Ghana each to the parents. Like I said, it's not from government yet. When the report comes, government will also come in. In the meantime, we have appealed to them, whilst we wait for the reports, to caution children under the age of 16 who paddle the canoes. We are aware that a young man who was helping them ferrying them across is about 15, 16 years old. We've cautioned the parents to ensure that people who are of age and are experienced will do so in future.
Owner of Vision Redeemers Academy, one of the schools that lost some of its pupils to the disaster, say they are still living in shock. According to Reverend Joe Alfredon, The wife fainted upon hearing of the news of the children drowning. He explained that he personally bought a canoe to ferry the children to and from school, but unfortunately, on the day the incident happened, the children didn't use the school's canoe.
I couldn't believe it because these children, I play with them all the time. In a sense that I'm a pastor and God led me to Fana to start a church there. I sold my cars to build a structure there for them, just for them to have the gospel. And over there when I went, I saw the children loitering without going to school. So I decided to establish that school. I don't take school fees. I buy uniform for them, free education. They just pay 5 Citi sometimes. They don't bring anything to school. And when I established the school, I realized that transportation was a problem. So I have to buy a canoe, the bigger one for them, that conveyed them. But that fateful day, unfortunately, they couldn't use that one. They used the smaller one. And when I heard the incident, I was at almost to Tema. Then I have to take Okada, rush to the scene. In fact, my wife and myself went. My wife fainted, went to coma over 3 hours because of the shock. In fact, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But I know our good Lord knows the best.
For some mourners at the funeral, lessons should be learned from the incident.
Yes, we feel so sorry for the parents that are in this situation, because today is Mother's Day, and what are we seeing? As people are celebrating their mothers, some mothers are burying their children. This is a good lesson that we all have to learn. It both politicians and the residents. If any child is going to school or doing business on the sea and it's not in life jacket, it should not go.
The bodies of the 9 teenagers who drowned at Fana have been laid to rest at the cemetery here in Botiano. The Greater Accra Regional Minister and the municipal assemblies, together with the MPs, gave each family member 10,000 cedis each as their widow's mite. They are hoping that lessons will be learned from this. Carl Bestetter, Citi News, Botiano.
From one sad news to another very distressing one, and a fire outbreak on Saturday destroyed wares worth millions of cedis at the Avia hair collection shop at the Makola market in Accra. There's more in the following report by Citi News' Rachel Engman and read by Charles Osukomi.
On Saturday night, the Ghana National Fire Service in a Facebook video announced a fire outbreak at the Avia hair collection shop at Makola in Accra. This would not be the first time an inferno had gutted a shop in the enclave. Fortunately, no casualties were recorded. When Citi News got to the scene, there were puddles of water on the floor and the whole place was still engulfed in thick smoke. The ceiling was ripped off and electric wires left hanging. Narrating the incident to Citi News, the assistant manager of the outlet, Lucky Kobna, said the fire began at about 9 p.m. on Saturday night after they had closed. Upon arrival, after receiving a distress call, the fire service personnel were already there trying to put out the fire. He further stated the warehouse contained goods they had received from Dubai a day before. The goods, which comprised of wigs and hair products, were badly damaged. The tail shop manager disclosed they were yet to receive feedback from the police and the fire service on the cause of the fire.
Actually, we left the shop very late yesterday, around 7:10 to 8. We had some Aki and the stock. We have some new products. That was actually that was Thursday and Friday evening. So we tried to do sort the product also and deliver to our next shop and our customers. So I went home around 8. Between 8:15, and I received a call. A number of calls from customers, from my boss. But then I was driving, so I couldn't actually pick up the call. So when I got home, I returned a call, and she told me that this will happen. So I quickly have to return back to the market. And lo and behold, everything. When I go in, the fire service here already made their best to bring the fire down. We lost a lot of almost all the products we received on Thursday. every Friday are gone in the storeroom, which is a whole lot of money. And I could just imagine what she was going through now, and I shared that pain with her because it's really cost a lot of money, which I would really like to put the figure out there, but it's a lot. She really deals in when it comes to human hair. She makes sure that she sells very authentic human hair. She doesn't like selling the fiber, something that people will go and come back complain about it. So we have a few human hairs that we have, and also frontal. Okay, and frontal costs a lot, and anyone who is into hair will know what is frontal. It costs a lot. And we have one sack. We have about 6,000 pieces in one sack. And we have almost about 4 sacks, and other boxes. So it's quite a lot. And we've not retrieved one. I believe that the fire service people pick some one of two surveys. There is one of two surveys, and we are waiting to hear from them as to what caused the fire outbreak. For now, I have no any information as to what it was. So we're also expecting to hear from the police as well.
To the education sector now, and students of Tamale Technical University are appealing to management of the institution to urgently address concerns of striking lecturers. The students were left with their final paper for the end of semester exams. The strike will compel them to stay on campus beyond the expected schedule. This discontent will put unnecessary pressure, financial burden that is on them. Diana Ngwan of our Tamale Bureau has more.
The 30 branch of the Technical University Teachers Association of Ghana on Wednesday embarked on an indefinite strike over the unapproved formula used in the payment of their end-of-service benefits and the non-payment of certain allowances due them from the university's internally generated funds. During Citi News' visits to the school, one could barely see a soul on campus. Some of them who spoke to Citi News indicated they had exhausted their budget, a situation they describe as worrying. Others said they had made prior travel arrangements but had to cancel it because of the prevailing situation. Here are some of the students speaking to Citi News.
I booked my ticket then whilst I came to write my last paper and move away. So unfortunately I came and it was that way. And as the aspect of feeding, I don't know what to say now. Yesterday I have to go to a friend who is staying down there. I am staying in the hostel, but he is staying down there, so I have to go to his place and also get something for myself. This morning, currently, as I'm sitting, I've not eaten yet.
Others have to call home to explain why they can't come anymore. And then a lot of things that we are going through. I was just with some few friends, and they tried to explain to me how they can't even afford food like yesterday in the evening, because they were hoping that by then they should have been in a car to their homes or even at home. But I think we, the students particularly, we are not very happy of what is happening. As for learning, we can't learn again. We can't even open books because we don't know whether we are writing the paper, the last paper or not. And so when you even sit, you can't learn again.
They further appeal to the institution's authorities and TUTAC to find a common ground as the strike action is adversely impacting on them.
We would plead that they try as much as possible to fast track to be able to, grant their request so that we can write the remaining papers and then find our way back home to be able to get the remaining, school fees that we are left to come and clear, all.
I want to appeal to the management. I want to appeal to TUTAC to kindly come together to solve this particular problem. I also want to see if the government will be able to step in to solve this problem. We'll be much grateful and we'll be glad to see that done.
So we are pleading on the VC. I think he is the main head of this whole issue. We are pleading on him to have a consensus with the TUTAC, that's the Lecturers Association, so that we'll continue with our exams, finish and then go house.
Now, Parliament's Select Committee on Lands and Forestry is advocating for the inclusion of an official of the Survey and Mapping Division in the composition of Ghana's Boundary Commission. The committee hinted it will soon invite the Ghana Boundary Commission, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, and the head of Survey and Mapping Division to resolve issues regarding the work of all named entities. Citi News' Ashanti Regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani has more.
The chairman of the Lands and Forestry Committee in Parliament insists the Survey and Mapping Division of the Lands Commission must be involved in the work of the Ghana Boundary Commission to ensure effective and efficient delivery of its duties. Francis Menu Adabo says the committee is working to address all outstanding issues regarding the composition of the Ghana Boundary Commission.
So if Boundary Commission now is a new setup institution, it was there. But they were working under the Survey and Mapping Division years back. The director of survey had complete control of the mapping they do at the boundary, because you don't compromise 1 inch at the boundary. 1 inch of land can bring confusion at the boundary. So whatever they do as a commission, I think somebody from the Survey and Mapping Division should be part of the commission, so that he will report to the director of surveys. If they say somebody from the Ghana Institution of Surveyors, we have 3 different divisions there. There can be a valuer, there can be architect, and there can be a land surveyor. But that aspect should be land surveyor. You should go in there, see to the practices, make sure all the accuracies and everything is taken care of before they go out and do the boundary demarcation. So I will invite the executive secretary and then the boundary commission. They are all reporting to my committee. And then we bring the minister and iron out. I'm not saying what they are doing is not right. They have qualified surveyors there, but their work should be controlled by the director of surveys so that we can accept. Because any survey you do in Ghana, whether for registration or for mapping for anything, you should go through the Survey and Mapping Division. They have to certify, authenticate it before we can add to the national stream.
Mr. Adabo has also raised concerns about how quack surveyors have infiltrated the system and contributing to many land disputes across the country.
But I will also say here that most of the surveyors on the field are quack surveyors. In Ghana here, we have few institutions. We have only one institution at the middle level called Ghana School of Mapping and Survey. And then we have KNUST, UMAT and other places where they do degree in geomatic engineering. And then the other one also, the Ghana School of Survey, they do diploma and certificate. Apart from these 2 institutions, no other institution trains surveyors. But people follow some surveyors for some years as laborers, and then they come out, they think they are also surveyors. They go out there and do surveys. Those people, they don't have the theoretical background of what they do. So most of the time, they mess up.
The paramount chief of the Asante Achim Domiabra traditional area, Bafo Owusubediakun, expressed concern about boundary disputes in parts of the country and called on the Survey and Mapping Division to work at resolving such issues.
Notwithstanding the success shocked by the region in land administration, there continue to be issues arising from indeterminate land boundaries, as well as the activities of unqualified surveyors who stoke boundary dispute amongst those, as well as individuals who have acquired lands for private use. The canker of boundary disputes does not appear to be confined to Ashanti region alone, but it is prevalent in almost all parts of the country.
Director of Survey Na Abukari Abdullahi, speaking at a national retreat of the Survey and Mapping Division in the Ashanti region, says existing laws are being reviewed to deal with issues affecting land management in Ghana.
We've had a whole lot of the land disputes in all sectors of the courts, largely because wrong people go into want to do survey, they want to do registration, and they will want to sell land when they don't even own the land, they don't even know where the land is. So our Land Act is to give us directions as to who must do what and who gets punished for what wrongdoings, for the deceits that the whole lot of crooks in the system who are there and have created this lot of land dispute that we have in all our courts, and we kind of struggling with.
Attendees at the retreat on the theme Repositioning Survey and Mapping in the Era of Digitization for Socio-Economic Development deliberated on issues bordering on land management in the country.
You're watching Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. My name is Umaru Sandamado. Still ahead. 16 incumbent members of parliament on the ticket of the NDC lose their bids to lead the party again in the 2024 elections. We have that and more coming up. Please stay with us.
Is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, Pamini, bank and I'm not saying Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my man. Just say, very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
You're welcome back. This is the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. To some politics now, and 16 incumbent members of the NDC Parliament, or 16 NDC MPs, rather, I beg your pardon, on the ticket of the party have lost their bids to lead the party in their respective constituencies ahead of the 2024 elections. The casualties included Bongo Member of Parliament Edward Barr, Pru West MP Dr. Kwabena Donko. Here's Citi News' Sami Wiafe with a wrap of what happened with the NDC's presidential and parliamentary primaries on Saturday.
In the northern region, Alhaji ABF Hussaini, the man mostly known for his proverbs, lost his bid to represent the people of Sanrelugu constituency after losing to one Atta Issa, who put 801 votes. Alhaji ABF Hussaini, according to constituents, has failed to deliver on many of his promises.
I want to indicate for me that it's normal. The good people and the Bleachina people of the Sanrelugu constituency have absolute confidence in me. I want to believe that with the good work that I've done with them, with the rapport that I have with them, with the elevation, today Sanrelugu is a household word in Ghana. And we cannot have any acute debate in parliament, active debate in parliament without the participation of Sanrelugu. And so we have grown the constituency to a point where the constituency cannot go back. Sanrelugu constituency can only move forward.
In the Pru East constituency in the Bono East region, former Power Minister Dr. Kwabena Donko lost to one Emmanuel Kweku Buam, who pulled 474 votes as against Dr. Kwabena Donko's 371 votes. In the Upper East region, 4 incumbent MPs lost, including Bongo MP Edward Bauer, who pulled 509 votes as against former Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission Charles Dua Bauer, who pulled 535 votes. In the Garu constituency, a former director of the Ridge Hospital, Dr. Thomas Anaba, defeated incumbent MP Albert Alazuga, who pulled 250 votes. Incumbent MP for Chiana Paga, Thomas Dalu, lost to new entrant Nichema Alamzi. In the Navrongo Central constituency, incumbent MP Samson Charaga lost to Simon Aworigo. In the Volta region, incumbent MP for Southton Kwabna Mensah Woyome lost to Maxwell Lukudo, who has contested on 3 different occasions. Mr. Lukudo pulled 597 votes as against Kwabna Woyome, who pulled 562 votes. In the Kwando constituency, incumbent De La Soa lost to one Sebastian De, who pulled 332 votes. Other MPs who lost included Alex Adomako Mensah of Sechafran Plains in the Ashanti region, who was contested by his nephew Dr. Kwabna Dufo Jr. and one Hajia Afra Nasiri. Hajia Afra Nasiri won by 211 votes.
And this is a win for all of us. It's a win for Sechafran Plains. And I want to take this opportunity to congratulate my other opponents and also the people of Sechafran Plains.
Peter Yao Kwachi Aka of Amenfi Central in the Western region also lost his bid. Wisdom Gidisu of Krachi East in the Oti region, Abeku Krensel of Ekonfi in the Central region, Augustine Tewia of Bia West in the Western North region, Sophia Akwaku of Okankwe Central in the Greater Accra region, and Christian Otute of Sege also in the Greater Accra region all failed to secure a comeback. Former MP for Damango, Adam Mutawakilu, launched a strong comeback for the seat he once held. In 2024, he will face once again Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu-Jinapo, the man he snagged the seat from.
And I believe that lies that were told in 2020 will come back to bite that person in 2024. Getting the Damango Fufloso Road was not an easy task. And that is why President Mama himself admitted publicly twice that if not for me, this road that we travel wouldn't have been possible. African Development Bank has to invite me to their headquarters just to interact with me because of this road. And the role I have played in bringing this road. Just common 40 million Damango Town water projects. An MP, a cabinet minister who has worked in the office of the president cannot materialize. 40 million.
Former Deputy Western Regional Minister Emilia Arthur won her Shaman constituency bid and represent the party on the ballot for the 2024 election.
All delegates, those who voted for me and those who didn't, we are one people. We are coming together to work for the good of the party in the Shaman constituency and deal with this backward, incompetent, this corrupt government called the MPP. We are going out together to get the MPP and get the MPP out of office.
Former Deputy Communications Minister Felix Kwachu Fosu also won his bid to lead the NDC in the Ebura Asebu Kwamakesi constituency in the Central region. Meanwhile, MP for Ningo Prampram, Sam George, won his re-election bid with a promise to ensure that John Mahama wins more seats in the constituency.
Our next target is to achieve 100,000 votes for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama in the 2024 elections and make sure that President Mahama is sworn in at the Black Star Square on the 7th of January 2025. That is the next focus of the constituency, myself and the executives.
In the Asawasi constituency in the Ashanti region, incumbent MP Mohamed Muntaka beat off competition from Masaudu Mubarak. In the Ashama constituency, incumbent MP Ernest Nogbe thanked delegates for his victory.
What is ahead of us is bigger than what we are seeing today. What is ahead of us is to fight the common enemy, be it Baumia or Alantramate at the end of 2024. So we have to work together as one family to make sure and push the elephant back to the...
Yes! Adamu Ramadan retained his slot in the Adentan constituency after beating Anoye Bampo Ado and Linda Awuni. In the Klote Kole constituency, MP Dr. Zeneta Rollins also retained her slot to lead the NDC again in the constituency. The party also elected John Dramani Mahama as its flag bearer for the 2024 election after securing 98.9% of total vote cast on Saturday. Here is Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Sirbo Kwaku, declaring John Mahama as the winner of the party's parliamentary and presidential primaries.
You have John Dramani Mahama with 297,603. In percentage terms, it should be 98.9%. Then John Kojo Bonsu, he had 3,181. In percentage terms, it's 1.1. So we had in total 4,653 rejected ballots. The valid votes were 300,784. And the total vote cast was 305,437. On behalf of the chairperson of the commission, I duly declare His Excellency John Dramani Mahama duly elected with 98.9%.
I'm humbled by the overwhelming vote of confidence reposed in me by the party. I want to thank God for bringing the NDC this victory. Traversing the country for all these days, weeks and months without any fatalities can only be by God's special favor. Let us disagree to agree, but let us keep our collective sights firmly on the supreme objective of the NDC, leading Ghana out of the current abyss in which we find our country. I also ask for cooperation amongst all our elected parliamentary candidates and their respective aspirants and supporters in all the constituencies across the country. Our party is the winner because there are no individual winners and losers in this intra-party contest.
National Chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun Kete, on his part, described the polls as one of the most well-organized by the party in recent times.
Let me congratulate finally the winner of the presidential primaries, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. In a few moments from here, he will be taking over from me as the leader of the National Democratic Congress. I believe that the party has enjoyed my brief stint as the leader of this party.
Now, two independent candidates bearing the same name have filed to contest in the by-election of Kumewu in the Ashanti region. The two, both known as Kwekudua, have joined the list of NPP, NDC, and a host of other political parties contesting in the by-election to replace the list Philip Vasua. Our correspondent in the Ashanti region, Hafiz Tijani, has more.
The Electoral Commission has set May 23, 2023 for the by-election at Kumewu and has so far closed nominations. The Commission says it is in the process of printing out the ballot papers as the political parties contesting in the election have taken their positions on the ballot. Ashanti Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Benjamin Banobio gave an update on the process.
There were 2 independent candidates who also filed their nomination. So in total, there were 6. And after the close of nomination, there was a need for us to ballot for position on the ballot paper for the political party candidates. So first we did, the first ballot was for the selection order. Who will pick first, who will pick last, and things like that. And so we did that one. Then we did the final one, which is the second one, that was for the ballot printing, who will be the first position, second position, and things like that. In the end, CPP got the first position, LPG got the second position, NPP had the third position, and then NDC had the 4th position. As for the independent candidates, we do not ballot for them, but it is based on first come, first serve. Incidentally, they all bear the same name.
Mr. Banobio says sensitization of voters has also begun ahead of the by-election. There's, however, an interesting twist as 2 candidates with the same names are in the race as independent candidates. The independent candidate, Kweku Dua, who first declared intentions to contest in the by-election, garnered more than 39% of votes in the 2020 parliamentary elections. The New Patriotic Party is vigorously campaigning in the area to retain the seat, but many see Mr. Dua, who contested in the 2020 election, as a threat. The other independent candidate, Citi News, has lent hails from Bodumase, but he is not widely known until he declared his intention to contest in the by-election. Many believe that he is being used by the MPP to split the votes of his fellow independent candidates to help the MPP to sail through. The opposition National Democratic Congress says it is also leaving nothing to chance as far as the Kumeu parliamentary seat is concerned.
The Electoral Commission says it is sensitizing constituents of Kumeu ahead of the by-election. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Kumasi, Ashanti Region.
And here in our studios in Tesano in Accra, my name is Umaru Sandamadu. You're watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still ahead. Citi TV and Citi FM's Mother's Day dinner at Citi Gardens was a resounding success and had patrons expressing delight for the opportunity offered and defying the rains in Accra to celebrate the night away. We have more on that when we come back. Please stay with us.
Anyone can become a household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.ugoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. Ugoflip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
You're welcome back to the City Newsroom on Citi TV. Now, the Ministry of Roads and Highways, in collaboration with the Ghana Highways Authority, has extended the closure of the Ewiasijo section of the Takrady-Aguna-Ahanta Highway in the Western region. The closure is necessary for repair works on the Butre River Bridge. Some motorists are urging the government to enforce the use of railways for haulage trucks to prevent additional damage. Citi News' Akwesi Ajenim has more.
This is the current state of deterioration on the Ewiasijo post-independent bridge located on the Takrady to Agran-Kwanta main highway. The state of the bridge, as you see right now, is so much deteriorated, all because of some of these heavy-duty trucks that actually ply the main highway from Agran-Kwanta to Takrady, which also happens to be part of the Trans-West African Highway. And unfortunately, heavy-duty trucks like these ones you see here, bringing bauxite and manganese to Takrady, is what is actually contributing to the state of the deterioration. Some motorists over here who have heard that the road is actually now going to be fixed are not happy about the fact that the government will have to wait till the bridge to go that bad before it is actually coming to fix it. And they've been complaining about the fact that it is going to be closed down for some hours. Let's talk to some of them. Looking at the state of the bad road and even the bridge, I'm seeing this motorist who is having issues with his vehicle. I just want to find out from him what the issue is. Uncle, what have you got to say about the bridge over here?
My brother, it's been a long time. We've been saying for them to repair us for us. Nobody is concerning us. We've been voting, doing a lot of stuff, my brother. Can you see my back? A lot of the trucks, the only time they fall down here. They fall down.
You used to use the railways. What do you think? Should they be taken back to the railways?
Oh, yes. Why not? It's there.
What is there?
The railways is there. From Takrady to Takwa. It's there. They should fix it for us, my brother.
It's a good news because the bridge has collapsed. With the motorists, you usually slow down from just a short distance. You have to take more than 2-3 hours to cross this road, and it's bad. It's not this only bridge. The whole entire second Takrady bridge, the one at Apremodo is not good. This one too is not good. And it's very bad, and the authorities should do something about it. Yeah.
Oh, bridge in the one say, sometimes Proma goes through by day. Into Munko, into Mamba. One sometimes I want to watch your castle. One time, put no one time. It's a bridge in the on your cry. I'm in some brain, no swide. A boy, I look what. I will one that pentam, nobody no goes through one way because of bridge in it's a bridge in the one side cry. Maybe one day, cars and castle outside bridge because Nkaka madam went to one side bridge. Me no my Mrs. and then I say, cars and castle one different road, Uncle Bob Wayne, because I'm a road in our side. Yes, I bind them porch, I'm one baby or fat. No woman no more boy. I'm a quan a year, Sissiana, what the Mubopo was Sissiala on Chebe because of cars and casino. Was soon to know I'm a car a quana saying them. See, I best band there. I'm on no your race now. I want to swear the one father. Nay, I'm saying I won't tell you why.
As much as people over here are happy that the government is going to fix this very bridge, which has become a nuisance to motorists and passengers, they are also calling on the government to begin to consider where to actually allow some of these heavy-duty trucks to actually hold their goods. That is through the train or the railways instead of using the highway, which would definitely go back to actually destroy the state of the road. For Citi News, I'm Akwesi Ajenim, Ewiasijo in the Western region.
Now, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has announced plans to implement a seed tracking system in 2024 to enhance rice seed certification and distribution as well as combat seed adulteration. This initiative aims to promote the consumption of local rice and ensure the availability of high-yield varieties. Daniel Dromensa of the Citi Newsroom brings us the following report read by Kwekwedu Amansa.
In an effort to boost the consumption of local rice,
The Crop Research Institute of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, has introduced 6 new high-yield rice varieties, including CRI Enapa, CRI Date, CRI Onyapa, and CRI Kentinka, amongst others. To support this initiative, the Korea Partnership for Innovation of Agriculture has provided a $27 million donation. This funding will enable the production of 1,200 metric tons of rice seeds annually for the next 5 years, benefiting over 12,000 farmers across the country. The cultivation of these new rice seeds will take place on 100-acre land at the CSIR project site at Dowenya. During an international symposium on rice seed certification and distribution held in Accra, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture unveiled plans to implement a seed tracking system in 2024. This system will be instrumental in identifying and tracing fake seeds, ensuring the authenticity of distributed seeds.
My ministry has taken some steps and initiatives to improve the right seed value chain. 1, we have implemented a seed tracking system on a pilot basis, traceability, barcoding, as examples to reduce seed adulteration and faking. We are also building the capacity for seed certification officers and other major stakeholders. We are providing improved seed storage, as the warehousing and cold rooms, and also improving the marketing and distribution channels. It is significant to note that donor agencies have equally expressed their support in the rice sector in some aspects of its value chain to transform it to acceptable standards.
Dr. Chan Ancho, the Secretary General of the Korean Partnership for Innovation of Agriculture, affirmed continued support for Ghana in achieving self-sufficiency in rice cultivation.
That this project will be successfully carried out and play a key role in achieving Ghana's self-sufficiency in rice. Furthermore, we hope that Ghana will become the first country to achieve self-sufficiency in rice among the African countries. The success of this project will not only help achieving rice self-sufficiency, but also transform the entire rice industry. I'm sure that the development of rice industry through this project will be known as a great success story to neighbor countries.
The Korean ambassador to Ghana launched the World Energy Food Nexus project, a project aimed at promoting food security in Ghana.
Korea places high priority in advancing the agricultural sector in Ghana in cooperation with Ghanaian.
Now, Citi TV and Citi FM's Mother's Day dinner at Citi Gardens was a resounding success and had patrons expressing delight for the opportunity offered. Attendees expressed delight for the opportunity to celebrate their mothers and recognize their important roles. The Portrait of Mama promotion allowed patrons to express their gratitude in a write-up of at least 100 words, starting with the phrase, "But for Mama." After careful consideration of numerous entries, the top 3 winners were announced. This was crowned with the Portrait of Mama dinner at the Citi Gardens in Tesano. There's more in this report.
Mothers, they say, are the closest thing to God here on earth. Today is Mother's Day, and we are celebrating our mothers for all the warmth and comfort that they bring to our lives. And here at the Citi Gardens at Tesano, we are celebrating our mothers with what we call a Portrait of Mama Mother's Day dinner. And we're going to go around, speak to some of the mothers who are here being celebrated by their children and find out from them how they are feeling about being celebrated. We're here at the Citi Gardens. As you can see, all around me are mothers being celebrated by their children. And behind me, you can see the Inchinchim band giving us some lovely tunes. You can also see that the table is set up for the buffet. There's going to be an array of delicious food, delicious drinks, everything you can think of. Lots of dancing, lots of happiness here at the Citi Gardens. Patrons of this year's 2023 Portrait of Mama Dinner Day event were tasked to put a few words down for Mama in a competition, and with the phrase "but for Mama." And out of the numerous entries that Citi FM and Citi TV got, 3 were selected as winners. We're going to speak to them and let them tell us what their motivation was for writing into the competition.
11th April 2008. That was the last time I would say I worked.
At that time, how old were you?
I was 18 to 19. Right after secondary school, right after secondary school, and then I had gone for interview at Pantine, and then waiting for the admission letter. The letter came and met me on the sick bed. So that's exactly what happened. Yes. Okay. So looking at the sacrifice she made, then I think I was looking for the opportunity to celebrate her. So when I saw the portrait of Mama, then I said, well, let me just put it in and see what will happen. And then I tried and it worked.
Me medam. No bo mama ni se memra. No odimidini aba. Me pa me ye ma nti. So odimi ba na me so me hu ne modima kwan a me fa so a me boa no. No odimi ba.
When I was 3, Mom separated with Dad. So then we left home. Then we went to live at Lakeside. And Mom didn't know what was going to happen. And she did all the possible things to make me happy in the hard times. So I wanted to celebrate her.
Okay, so when it was announced that she was part of the first 10, I was getting ready to go for a meeting, and my phone kept ringing, and I was thinking, what is going on? So then I finally picked one of the calls, and he went, congratulations, your daughter is celebrating you. I was like, where? How? Who?
Which daughter?
I asked all the questions. So then she had gone to school. So I went to pick her phone. And then I read for myself. And I saw it. Initially, I was confused. And I called a friend and I was like, this is what she said. She was like, okay, you never told her about it, but you do a lot of coaching of young women, and so maybe she heard your story talking to somebody. So just go and have fun. Wow. And then I was cool.
I initially thought it was like a photo competition or something. Later on, I found out, you actually have to write something unique your mom has done. So I thought of it and I realized, no, my mom has a special relationship with my wife, and she's been also a strong support system for us and our family. And I thought it's worth sharing for everybody to learn something from, to take a cue from that. Yeah.
I told the Sepak Nadu, this is a very special Mother's Day treat that I've ever had. Yes. And I think I love the whole environment. Yes. Everything is great. I think that is how God has wired mothers. That's how He's made us. And so we are made to sacrifice for our children. And that instinct is there. And so it just happens automatically. And you do it. And you are fulfilled and satisfied when you do it.
As you can see, the City Gardens is alive and kicking. People are dancing. We're going to speak to some of our mothers here to find out how the event is going for them. Welcome to City News.
Thank you, my dear.
How is it going? Are you enjoying yourself?
Wow. It's wonderful. I'm crazily happy. And you can see. Wait.
How does it feel to be a mother? All the sacrifices you go through. Tell us something.
Yeah. It's not easy. But when you see your children doing well, it gives you joy that you too have contributed to the coming of the world of somebody who is useful.
Women are special. God created us so, and a day such as this sets apart to celebrate women. It means a lot to me as a woman first and as a mother.
Who did you come here with?
In fact, my friend invited me, and I was late. I was not hoping to meet the party, but I'm glad I've met it. So I'm going to enjoy myself. But she's not seated; she's coming.
Apart from the rain that disrupted a bit. You are willing to dance.
That next year they will be the first to book slots for their mothers.
This day, we are grateful. Citi Newsroom. Subscribe to Citi Tube on YouTube for more exclusive video contents on Citi TV.
Here's it, how we gonna learn your song.
What's it, what do me? Tina media kuma kai. And that what they was us formed.
Because season 5 of the Ultimate Talent Competition are officially underway. Contact details
details and location along with a carefully recorded voice note. Singing!
Don't you cry, don't you.
Listen.
055.
Go.
What a song choice.
Point of view may be, he holds
my religion. You say no. You won't take him because it breaks discipline. I think we should not be at the wrong side of history.
your point of view.
Way to say is in touches.
This year, forget it. Dialogue that informs your socio-political point of view.
I'm young enough to wait for God's opportunity tomorrow.
We are being given rare and privileged access to a building which is part of the national.
We are fight all manner of crime, even the broad daylight robberies that we see.
In fact, that rumor has been said about so many vaccines. People said the tetanus vaccine causes infertility, and we are trying to make our women infertile. No, it's not true.
9 p.m. only on Citi TV.